exactly what I was going through. Fats, spices, they were giving me this sensation of this. First thing in the morning was horrific. And I put it all down to IBS, you see. Toilet habits were varied. And it was a very interesting experience to sort of try and adapt to and think, okay, this is just my new normal. And then having found out that there was this window of opportunity, that it might have been something, I went into my appointment and he read my results and he said, yeah, that's it. Must be IBS. We can't think of anything else. Looked at him. You're the gallbladder specialist, right? And I said, yeah. Said, okay. Well, are we going to check my gallbladder? And his response was, no, I didn't think so. I said, you got to be kidding me, right? I mean, can we not? And he went, oh, all right then. Types in his computer, says, right, we'll send you a letter. 2, 3, 4 months. Again, I'm crap with time. So when I say a decade, I could mean 2 decades. I'm 36 now. I don't feel it, but time is just, you think, okay, that happened last year. Turns out it was 16 years ago. Yeah, all of these creases still don't feel right. Anyway, so I get into the appointment. They fill me full of isotopes, and they sit me in a machine for about 2 hours. It wasn't too invasive because it wasn't like a full MRI where they stick you through the whole tube. So I get put in that, and I fell asleep. They told me I could, so I did. I mean, it's too loud over the radio anyway, so it just felt like an obvious choice. So I got myself. I don't drink or eat any sort of animal byproducts. Not vegan, no, we don't go there, not the V word. And they said, okay, we're going to give you some full fat milk. Hello. Bear with me. So they gave me some full fat milk, and then it lit up. Because I mean, you sort of watch it all gradually work in, these isotopes that are slowly going through your system. And it's just a black screen with a bunch of white dots creating your, large intestines and stomach and whatnot. Like I said, I fell asleep. So, but then I had this drink, woke me up for it. Here you go, chocolate flavour. The only way to go. And anyone else who says otherwise, I don't want to know. I don't need to know you. But the gallbladder lit up just like a light bulb that's stuck there. And oh yeah, that's normal. That's normal. Okay, that's normal. Okay. Go home. 2 days later, 3 days, 4 days. We've already talked about this. And they say, get a message actually. Hello, it's elective surgery. We've got you booked in for your gallbladder removing. Well, Mr. All right, I'll book you in, but if it's not this, that's your last ditch attempt. Turns out I've got biliary dyskinesia, which is just a dysfunction of the movement of pushing out of the bile to break down the fats. So that'd explain why whenever I had any sort of cooking oil, everything's made with rapeseed oil or sunflower oil or something. So just makes life really difficult. So now I am 2 days away from my surgery. And I think this is why when I opened up the live, I said, you get a lot of people who vlog their experiences and whatnot, but so there's not a lot of guys really. I'm sure there are, but it feels like it's very much on the female side, like with my thyroid condition, which I'll probably go into at a later date. But the The thing with my experience is that I'm going to attempt to, like a few more before me, go through the whole experience with other people who might have found this, who might be better angle, who might be feeling, I don't know, a little bit more anxious than I am. I'm excited because I'm gonna swap arms. My shoulder's killing me. It's the opportunity to go back a step and enjoy food that's that I've been missing for a long time, and foods that even pre-cooked bags of rice and such, just for convenience, they've got something, and you've got to eat bland foods. It's cool, but your bland foods have still got crap in that affects you. So, bag of lentil chips, for instance, they've been air popped, but they've obviously had to have something in them just to piss me off. So, am I anxious? No, I've read up all of the, like everyone does, research. Thanks to the lockdown, that word now takes a bit of a negative sort of light, but I'm looking forward to that 90% chance of success. Gonna figure out how to, and this is the thing. This is my sort of mind's eye. My only worry is, how am I going to guarantee that increase that 90% chance of success? Because the last thing you want to do is have the operation and then mess it up by, not following guidelines. They gave me a big book on the thing, but certain videos will say, just lie still for, a fortnight, a month, 6 weeks tops. But, I've got a little boy, I've got two teenagers now that, I can't not move for. I don't want to have to take time out because, with other issues, you go from activity to sudden stop and everything's just going to sort of fall to bits. But nothing I can do about that. I'm booked in for Monday. It's now Saturday. I'm trying my best to exercise through this and do what I can before I go in. Obviously, no core stuff because it still makes me feel sick as a dog. If dogs do invariably constantly feel sick with pressure on their abdominal wall. But then I say that, but pressure actually alleviates it. It'd be nice to be able to sit back without having to have my arm there, pushing down to stop that feeling. Because, it is a weird one. It's not something that you really consider because, your lungs, your heart, your large intestine, small intestine, but they always say I think it's easy to lump the gallbladder in with the appendix and say, they're not needed. But when you have a dysfunction in it and you realise how much of a problem it becomes, and the knock-on effect, because people will say, it affects your energy levels, because obviously it's a malabsorption of your nutrients, stomach pain, loose, greasy stools, stuff like that. And, you think all of those are going to go, but if you look into it a little bit deeper, you see how it affects like your mental health and stuff like that, depression, of course, because you're limiting your diet and you're in constant pain, you're not sleeping properly. There's all sorts of stuff that I'm hoping that it relates to, that it's a little bit more switch arms again, responsible for. Because when you've got a collection, a cluster of issues, but it turns out it could be funneling down from one thing, you sort of put all your hopes in that. But I shouldn't, because I'll only be let down. But making noises. That's the hope anyway. Waffled on enough. I hope I've sort of set the scene. Probably, I like the idea of doing this. I don't have to, because I'm a perfectionist, if I'm completely honest with you. If I sat here and I attempted to record this, every time I stumbled over a word, I would stop, delete, start again, and then I just end up never doing it. So doing it this way, it's a true reflection, I guess, of how I'm feeling. Maybe you're getting this, you've never really seen me before, but there is a lot of nervous energy, a lot of excitement, but I'm trying to keep it low key. It's massively important. I'm going to be going in, I can't be having food. In fact, I'm in sort of midday, booked in with the operation sometime after lunch. I don't really know the details on it. We're just going to sort of fly by the seat of our pants for this one. But once Monday comes around, it's all going to become kind of real, because I've spent the whole time hoping to get through the day, or the days, the weeks, the months before to get to here, and now all of a sudden it's starting to become like a tangible thing, realistically sort of affecting me, whereas before it was just like almost like a pipe dream, because I've waited for it for so long.